check out our new sponsor, the Health Blaze. All the information is in the description. Use the promo code above. Goodfellow One Boxing at 18% off of all their natural products, from deodorant, pomade, toothpaste, and much, much more. And they have additional discounts on their website as well. That's thehealthblaze.com. Starting December 20th. That promo code is good for 18% off. We go. All right, strength and conditioning coach Angel Mimo Hernandez told Hustle Boss, and I'm glad Hustle Boss back on the scene doing videos, man, so shout out to him, that Anthony Joshua reached out to, Ismael Salas, the trainer, Cuban coach, trained a lot of guys, Gamboa, Shumanov, I'll mess his name up, can't remember his first name, and, a ton of guys, coached guys to gold medals, and he's based in Vegas. But Hernandez said that, Anthony Joshua reached out to Salas to coach him, and wanted Hernandez himself to work on Anthony Joshua's strength and conditioning, but it fell apart. But let's talk about it. We back. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video, and I'll link the interview in the description. You want to see it? It's about 5 minutes long. It's under in the description under source link. Share the video, please, by the way. And yeah, man, I was just scrolling and I seen the Hustle Boss drop the video. I'm still subscribed. He do work here and there, but not as much as he did when the Mayweather Pacquiao thing was hot. But I'm glad that he slid in this thing and got this interview. And he, Hernandez gave him the exclusive before he went to Twitter. And Hernandez will reach out to you on Twitter. And Joshua was going to, he was looking to replace Rob McCracken. Eddie Hearn was aware of it, Hernandez said. And the reason it didn't happen is that Anthony Joshua didn't want to come to the United States and train. Salas, he said he had, Hernandez said he had trained Joe Joyce over in Kazakhstan, and he's been around the world, and that he tired of traveling, and they making the Las Vegas his home base. And if only reason that Rob McCracken wasn't fired is because Anthony Joshua wanted to come to the United States. Now, it's several ways I'm gonna go with this video. Well, a few ways I'm gonna go with this video. Okay, one, if you had any plans on rematching Andy Ruiz, okay, if you had any plans on rematching Andy Ruiz in the United States, why not come to the United States and train with Salas? Okay, period. Anthony Joshua sat there and lied and said, I want to come back to Madison Square Garden and right my wrong and versus Andy Ruiz in the Garden in New York City. No, he didn't. He never. The intention was never for Anthony Joshua to fight Andy Ruiz in the United States. That was never the intention. The intention was to have that fight in the Principality Stadium in Cardiff, Wales. That's what it was. And there's no telling who else. Was Salas the first guy he reached out to, Hernandez? Who else did he reach out to trying to get them to come to the UK and train him? And obviously, a lot of people turned him down. Or at least one person turned him down to Salas. But right there, just that quick while Hernandez is saying this, and it seemed harmless. And Eddie Hearn was involved. He said, yeah, Eddie Hearn wrote, signed off on it. They tried to replace Rob McCracken. So if you Rob McCracken, how do you feel? They don't even want you there. Only reason you there is because nobody in America wanted to come over and uproot their life and train in the UK. Had Anthony Joshua had agreed to fight, if they make the fight in the United States in the next couple of weeks, why not go there in Vegas and train with Salas? Really good, accomplished guy. He worked with a ton of world champions, ton of gold medalists. He trained Gamboa. He trained the guy that beat Gamboa in the Pan Am Games for the gold medal. He trained Gamboa's father. He actually had 45 or 46-5 or 46-6 as an amateur in Cuba. So Anthony Joshua really tried to get Rob McCracken out of there. And you Rob McCracken, how do you feel about that? You got to feel some type of way. Now, was he aware of this? Possibly. If he wasn't aware of this, then, I mean, that's kind of like a knife in your back. The only reason you still coaching is because nobody else wanted the job. Nobody else wanted to come to the UK. And I'm sure Anthony Joshua was a man to tell him that. They tried to act like, oh, Rob not going nowhere. All the rumors was real. The rumors was real. They were looking to replace him. He didn't want to train in America. He didn't want to spar in America. He didn't want to do none of that. And another thing Hernandez said is that, you know, one of his sticking points by coming over there or having Salas train him in the UK was that he be the strength and conditioning coach. He wanted Hernandez to be the strength and conditioning coach. Hernandez say, you know, that he do a lot of wrong workouts for endurance for boxing. He just do the wrong workouts. Like he do too much powerlifting, and he do more drills that work on his agility and work on his flexibility and stuff of that nature. But they didn't want to uproot themselves and move to the UK. Anthony Joshua got to realize, man, people got lives, man. People can't just uproot for 6, 4, 5, 3 months or whatever and just come coach you. You got to come to them. And he want to be entrenched and stay in the UK. And then it's going to be hard. It's hard to find spar partners. You got to fly them over. You need to be in America. But you know what? It's too late. They already made their move. They made their move. And by them sticking with Rob McCracken and him trying all these new techniques, these defensive techniques and blah, they made that bed. And is Rob McCracken man enough to put his pride aside and still do the job once this news breaks when it come back to him? He a professional. He been with Anthony Joshua from the beginning. But I just can't believe that Salas was the only guy they reached out to, even though he's very, very accomplished. You got to figure, did he reach out to Floyd Sr., Jeff? Did he reach out to Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, John David Jackson? Who else did he reach out to? And remember, Hernandez could have helped him with his conditioning. He could have. He good. You know, he had a market history with performance-enhancing drugs. So did Victor Conti. The list goes on and on. But you know what? They made their bid. Anthony and they knew they didn't want that fight in the UK. I mean, they didn't want that fight in the United States. And it's crazy how just a little bit, just the inch can give you in perspective of what they trying to do. If Andy Ruiz refused to go over there, they gonna be in court. And they can hold this thing up in court for all next year, the rest of this year. Because it makes no sense. If they had intent on training in the United States and fighting in the United States, why not come over and train with Salas? And you had a problem with going from Pacific to East Coast time. Then you say, Eddie, let's make the fight in LA. Now, Eddie Hearn has been blackballed out of Vegas, but Anthony Joshua hasn't. Them Vegas casinos will eat up opportunity, or them Vegas venues will eat up opportunity to put Anthony Joshua and Ruiz there. Because I heard from behind the scenes that he can't even get Devin Haney a fight in Vegas. This is a way to get Devin Haney a fight in Vegas. But you know what they trying to do? They trying to cut corners. They trying to make that fight in the UK. The UK AD is going to give them those testosterone exemptions allegedly, and they trying to take their power pellets. They trying to gear up. Ruiz, I go to court. I'm not fighting in the UK. And if he do rematch Andy Ruiz and beat him, UK, United States, blah, you know what they gonna do? They gonna go back to the UK and babysit. Eddie Hearn already losing the market. The market is slipping through his hands. Now it ain't because of Frank Warren doing a great job, because that Du Bois fight didn't have a lot of people in the stands. But ITV taking over with Al Heyman a little bit over there. But he really did try to replace this dude, man. And as he should. I don't want to say that it was the wrong, it was the wrong idea from them. But I read through y'all, man. I read through Eddie Hearn. I read through Anthony Joshua. I read through that, man. Y'all don't have no intent on making this fight in America. Because then why don't you train over here? If this is the biggest fight of your life, what do you prioritize? Comfortability? Being at home? Or do you prioritize your livelihood where, hey man, I might have to go away for 6 months, 4 months, 5 months. I might have to go away. All right? I might have to go away and do what I need to do to provide and put food on my table. But no, you want to stay in the UK with that lame duck coach you got and Rob McCracken and, you know, and get the same results back in the United States. Or just try y'all luck in the UK. Ain't no telling. He still may change out Rob McCracken. But Salas and his experience going back years and years will be great for Anthony Joshua. He's a teacher. He had many, many styles. Shuvanov, Gamboa, Danny Green in Australia. He's trained a fighter in the Pan Am Games to a gold medal. That's a teacher. That's what you need is a teacher. He ain't saying come to Alaska and train or go to Russia like Rocky did in Rocky IV and train. Come to Vegas and train. Come to Vegas and learn. And guess what? You're going to need every second, millisecond, minute, you're going to need all of that time and more to get ready for a November-December clash with Ruiz. But you know what? He prioritized comfortability. He prioritized being in the UK. And maybe, you know, he got some, you know, properties or he got some business in the UK that he need to be there for. He got a woman he like. He want to be there for his kid. But sometimes you got to sacrifice. And Anthony Joshua ain't learned this lesson. Sacrifice. He ain't willing to pay the cost to be the boss. See, he was artificially the boss. He never was a real champ. In my Shannon Bragg voice, you ain't no champ. All of a sudden, you going to stick with the same crew. He probably hired some strength and conditioning coach over there. He lost a little weight. And cool, the weight battle can be one thing. You know, slim down and get ready. But guess what? You still need a teacher. You still need to show somebody how to shut stuff up. And it probably could have been a Mission Impossible job for Salas. He can teach him from, what's today? July, for let's just say August, September, October, November, December. He had 4 or 5 months to get Anthony Joshua together. That ain't enough. Shape-wise, yeah, he can get down to shape. Hernandez get his wind down. But the teaching part, he can't fix the 10-man not having no heart. He can't fix the 10-man lion not having no courage. He can't put a new chin on him. He can't tell him how to use the up jab, the spear jab, how to double the jab, set up certain combinations. He can't show him how to, you know, fix that left hook. He can't teach him all of that and him retain that when the fire start burning his butt. When the rubber meets the road, when stuff get hot, you revert back to what you always knew. 4, 5, 6 months wasn't enough time. This dude needed at least a year and a half, a year to be nice, with a teacher like Salas to really rehaul in a few 4 or 5 tune-ups. But now he don't have no chance unless it's in the UK. But they never had no intent for that fight not being in the UK. I linked that interview in the description or the source link. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or video request. Keep sharing the videos. I definitely appreciate everybody that share them. You want to make a donation, share the videos. Financial donation, that links in the description. Don't forget our intro instrumental music is in there as well too. Check out our playlist, heavyweight, middleweight, NBA, NFL, college, music, entertainment playlist. The whole 9. Check them out, man. And don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Help Blaze, thehelpblaze.com. Promo code Goodfellow1Boxing get you 18% off the 100% all natural products, lotion, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, deodorant, toothpaste, hair pomade, much more. Website, promo code description. Get the 18% off. Let me know how y'all feel about the story, man. Shout out to Hustle Boss one time for the one time. Shout out to all the reporters in Vegas getting it in this weekend. And hopefully we see a great fight card this weekend.